Erika Kirk is requesting a fast-track trial against Tyler Robinson, citing her rights as a victim under Utah law, which guarantees prompt resolution for criminal cases. Well, I'm glad that Erika Kirk found something to cite that sounds somewhat reasonable, because I'd imagine that's coming out and saying, hi, I'm Erika Kirk. We want as few questions asked and answered as possible in this trial, so we need it to be fast-tracked, would not play so well in the media, would not play so well for TPUSA donors. So they say that this is all about her rights as a victim. Justice demands meticulous investigation, not a steam locomotive barreling toward conviction. By pushing for speed, she's telegraphing indifference to a potential wrongful conviction, prioritizing a quick win over truth. This isn't about healing, it's about silencing doubts. You probably remember when Erika Kirk was on Fox News, she said, "We are going to leave no stone left unturned." But now Erika Kirk is going out, very weird. She is like, not the prosecutors doing this, not the state authorities in Utah doing this, not the FBI doing this. Erika Kirk, the grieving widow who's on her, Star-Spangled Banner, Israeli flag, sparklers, fireworks, WWE, halftime, Super Bowl show, world tour in glitter suits alongside Greg Laurie, the pedo trafficker of Harvest Child Trafficking Christian Fellowship Church. Erika Kirk is requesting a fast-track trial against Tyler Robinson, citing her rights as a victim under Utah law, which guarantees prompt resolution for criminal cases. Well, I'm glad that Erika Kirk found something to cite that sounds somewhat reasonable, because I'd imagine that's coming out and saying, hi, I'm Erika Kirk. We want as few questions asked and answered as possible in this trial, so we need it to be fast-tracked, would not play so well in the media, would not play so well for TPUSA donors. So they say that this is all about her rights as a victim. Her rights as a victim. This court case needs to be fast-tracked. That doesn't really sound like we're leaving no stone left unturned. I don't even understand why you would want that. I mean, Tyler Robinson right now is being held in prison. So what? I mean, you just want him to have his sentencing immediately? It doesn't really change the situation whether he's sentenced today or tomorrow. The only thing that changes, I guess, is if in fact there is a death penalty that is issued by the judge in the case. That is also a possibility, because then you don't have a problem like the FBI had with MLK's assassin, where MLK's alleged assassin was able to vindicate himself as not being guilty, and MLK's family actually came and met with the guy and said, yeah, we don't believe you did it. We believe the FBI, the U.S. Army, the CIA, the mafia were all involved, but not you. So that kind of would, death penalty, that would clear away that sort of an issue. Also, Sirhan, the alleged assassin of Robert F. Kennedy, who was running for president at the time, assassinated in Los Angeles. And more bullets were fired that night, allegedly from Sirhan's gun, than could have actually fit in Sirhan's gun. And they went in all the directions that his gun could not have fired in. So again, you have another instance where Sirhan remained in prison, alive, and, it became very clear that he was not responsible for the assassination, okay? Obviously, neither Sirhan nor MLK's alleged assassin were able to, have any sort of justice. But I guess a death penalty would also prevent justice from being fully realized. And I'm not even saying that Tyler Robinson was not involved. Very high likelihood he, of course, was involved. But the question is, were there other actors? The question is, did he pull the trigger? Those are the questions that need to be answered. Of course, speedy trial, we're not going to do that, right? Swift justice. Erika Kirk is preparing for a speedy trial, accusing the defense team for her husband's accused killer, Tyler Robinson, of employing delay tactics. Now, I've been following this case. I haven't seen any delay tactics. I've seen the defense make several, accusations or draw certain things before the court, valid questions. These things are deliberated. Decision is made. Case proceeds. Okay. I mean, I don't really understand what has been a massive delay. This all happened on September 10th, and I think things are proceeding pretty quickly, fairly quickly. Anyway, so we now have Erika Kirk by and through undersigned counsel and hereby asserts her rights under Utah Code, the victim representative to a speedy trial. Nobody believed in the importance of the United States Constitution more than Charlie Kirk. And although the U.S. Constitution guarantees criminal defendants many rights, it does not guarantee them the right to cause undue delay in the criminal justice process. The defendant, in this case, is entitled to a fair trial, and he must be given one. Sure, right? Sure. But he is not entitled to cause undue delay to the criminal justice process. Now, I feel like if there was undue delay to the criminal justice process, the judge would probably make point of that, make note of that, and, tell the defense attorneys to, fuck off and stop doing that, stop doing this, stop doing that, right? This judge has really not been all that forgiving in any way, shape, or form to the plight of the defense in this case, right? There's been a lot of crazy things that have kind of happened. For example, the judge on December 11th kicked Tyler Robinson's family out of the courtroom. His attorney asked to let his parents and brother stay for the closed session. The state objected, saying they'll be discussing court security measures. The judge denied it. So, what are they talking about that even Tyler Robinson's family, his brother, his mother cannot hear? I don't know, but they've kicked him out of the courtroom. They have said that Tyler Robinson can wear normal civilian clothes. He doesn't have to wear his whole this crazy bulletproof vest thing. He doesn't have to wear that, but he does have to be restrained when he's in the courtroom. So they have him actually locked up and restrained to his chair while he's in the courtroom. So needless to say, the judge has not been too lenient to the defense in any way. Then you have the $7,000 club. You have Jack Pacific, Benny Johnson pushing the scripted narrative. His own parents deserted him and said goodbye forever because he's guilty. That's why they're silent and stuff. And it's actually, no, they're silent because there's a gag order and the state has proved they'll throw family members out of a public courtroom the second they might hear something that I guess the authorities want hidden. So, yeah, no, it is very, very weird. Anyways, so let's break this down a little bit. This is from great Twitter account Project Constitution. In a stunning development that's in, okay, so we see that about the situation with the speedy trial. Under Utah Code, victims, including representatives like Erika Kirk for deceased victims, indeed have statutory right to a speedy resolution. This is not the same as a defendant's Sixth Amendment speedy trial right, which protects against prolonged pretrial detention and faded evidence. Instead, it's designed to prevent defendants from dragging their feet with frivolous delays. Okay, so that's not about defendants' rights. This is actually different. Let's not mince words. Erika's filing shows zero regard for ensuring the right person is convicted. I would have more understanding if in the filing, Erika's attorney listed all the ways in which the defense is delaying unnecessarily the case, but they didn't do that. They didn't cite how the judge has, made note of this in the past. They're just putting it forward at this weird point in time. In a death penalty case where a life hangs in the balance, justice demands meticulous investigation, not a steam locomotive barreling toward conviction. By pushing for speed, she's telegraphing indifference to a potential wrongful conviction, prioritizing a quick win over truth. This isn't about healing, it's about silencing doubts, okay? Yeah, I think that's rushing a trial, a speedy trial, in a potential death penalty case is really, really insane. And maybe you still have some faith in the justice system. You have some faith in the intelligence organizations that were working so diligently to not investigate who was responsible for this crime, but actually to cover up Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, and Joe Kent and the CIA from looking into possible foreign involvement in the assassination. Maybe you are still convinced that they were working diligently on actually solving the crime. I will further shatter that for you because we have a whistleblower from the FBI who just dropped some very interesting receipts. Take a look at this. This is a whistleblower from the FBI, senior executive too. Whenever there's a critical incident, one of the first things that happens is a conference call with everybody. All the executives, most of the field offices dial in. The director rarely speaks because someone with situational awareness is leading the call, like the Utah chief of the FBI station, which Kash Patel had fired a month or 2 months before Charlie Kirk was unalived in Utah. They'll say, here's what happened, here's what we know, here's what we need, but we get on, and it's just Kash Patel berating the special agent in charge of Salt Lake. He's super emotional. And then it turns surreal. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino start talking about their Twitter strategy. And Kash is like, I'm going to tweet this, Salt Lake, you tweet that, Dan Bongino, you come in with this tweet, then I'll come back in with this. They're literally scripting out their social media, not talking about how we're going to respond or resources or the situation. He's screaming that he wants to put stuff out, but it's not even vetted yet. It's not even accurate. So I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of this. I'm sure that justice will prevail, right? This is all totally normal. And yeah, why not? Speedy trial. Why not? Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.